Nicolas Jackson returns to Stamford Bridge. Manchester United to have a new goalkeeper again. £100 million forward for Chelsea and Liverpool's new star. All of this and more in today's episode. Jack Grealish has conquered Goodison Park. His start at Everton is simply phenomenal. 4 assists in 3 matches, the title of the best player of the month in the APL, and, most importantly, immense fan support. And all this, after he was on the sidelines at City just last summer. Everton is not just satisfied, the club is already preparing the ground for a full transfer. But, as always, there's a catch. His loan agreement includes a buy option for £50 million sterling, and the Toffees want to lower this amount, and they have every chance. The fact is that Grealish's contract with City ends in the summer of 2027, which means that next summer he will enter the final year of his agreement. This gives Everton a great opportunity to bargain, especially since Jack himself wanted to play so much that he made financial concessions to move to Merseyside. "I just wanted to play. I wanted to be where I was appreciated, and it seems I've found that place," Grealish said after receiving the Player of the Month award. Fans are already calling him the new face of the club, and David Moyes, the game changer. The saga is just beginning, and we will definitely follow every step of it. If City meets them halfway, it will be one of the smartest transfers of the season. Newly minted Bayern player Nicolas Jackson is already preparing for an emotional match against Chelsea, the club he left just a few weeks ago. In a comment for the club's press service, Jackson stated, "I'm not thinking about those 40 starts. I just want to show my best at Bayern." This refers to a loan condition. If Jackson plays 40 matches in the starting lineup, Bayern will be obliged to buy him for €65 million. But the player himself focuses not on numbers, but on the chance to prove himself at a club he calls a dream. As a player, you want to be where you are truly wanted. "I've followed Bayern all my life. It was a dream to join such a big club." On Wednesday, Jackson will play against Chelsea in the Champions League, and it will be an emotional return, as he left the club after losing his place in the starting lineup due to the arrival of João Pedro and Liam Delap. "I'm very happy to see friends and former teammates. I hope it will be a good game, and we will win." By the way, the match against Chelsea could be the moment when Jackson shows that he was underestimated in London. Liverpool is actively interested in Stuttgart midfielder Angelo. The 24-year-old German has made it onto the English champions shortlist. Give Me Sport reports. The club sees him as an option to strengthen the midfield, especially against the backdrop of Wataru Endo's inconsistent form and the need for deeper rotation. Stiller's contract includes a €34 million release clause, and Liverpool is already studying the terms of a potential transfer. The Bayern Academy graduate failed to establish himself in the Munich first team, but after moving to Hoffenheim and then to Stuttgart, he restarted his career. In the 2024-25 season, he debuted in the Champions League, which attracted the attention of top clubs. At Anfield, Stiller is considered a versatile performer, capable of covering the 8th and 6th positions. His style, a balance between a holding midfielder and a playmaker, perfectly fits Arne Slot's model. Currently, the core consists of Gravenberch and Mac Allister, but the club is looking for a player who can provide variability and stability. The player himself does not hide his desire to move to the APL. In a comment for Fabrizio Romano, he stated, "I'm interested in trying myself outside of Germany." Florian Wirtz's decision to move to Liverpool is cool. Transfer activity around Stiller is expected to unfold closer to the summer of 2026, although Liverpool may try to finalize the deal already in winter if the situation in the midfield requires immediate reinforcement. And as Arne Slot emphasized, "This is our model. We identify a target and we want to get it. If the price suits us, we are not afraid to act. We earn this money by selling players and winning the league, even when we spend nothing." This is not just interest, it is a signal that Stiller could become the next element of Liverpool's rebuilding, where every transfer is part of a grand strategy. Not a day without transfer rumours about Chelsea. It seemed they had already bought all the young talents, but the aristocrats are hunting again. According to Court Offside, the London club has added another high-profile name to its list, Juventus forward Kenan Yildiz. It seems this list simply has no end. The summer transfer window has just closed, and Chelsea is already targeting a new young star. But who is Kenan Yildiz? He is a 20-year-old Turkish prodigy, a versatile striker who can play in any attacking position. He had an incredible incredible start to the season with Juventus, and his performances have already attracted the attention of top clubs across Europe, including Liverpool, Arsenal, and even Barcelona wants him as a replacement for Lewandowski. However, there's a catch: a contract until 2029, a transfer value of about 90 million euros, and Juventus itself is not eager to sell. Yildiz is not just a player, but the face of the project. The Italians are already preparing a new deal for him with a salary increase to ward off interest from England. So, will Chelsea be able to pull off another mega transfer in January? We'll see, but one thing is certain: the Blues' pursuit of young talents is indeed a continuous and very interesting process. Pep Guardiola versus Ruben Amorim? It turns out that the Manchester United coach has already commented on these comparisons, and his answer was simply brilliant. It would seem like a great honor, but the Portuguese specialist himself thinks otherwise. He stated that these comparisons are simply ridiculous. "You can't compare me with Guardiola. That guy is winning all the time. He can relax if he's not winning anymore. I have to prove it every day. Compare me with the situation of Guardiola. It's just a joke." It seems Ruben understands that he still has a very long way to go to reach the level of the Spanish maestro. But, this modesty only adds to his points. But in the end, not everything is well with Guardiola himself. Manchester City, which won everything, started the season with 2 defeats in 3 matches and is only in 16th place in the APL. And it seems even Erling Haaland understands that this is a real crisis. The Norwegian striker spoke to the press and stated that he must now take on more responsibility. Many important players have left the team, so new players must come and contribute, and those who have been here for a long time, like me, must take on more responsibility. I have to lead the team, help newcomers adapt as quickly as possible, because it's not easy to come to a new country and immediately show results. We must support each other. We need to realize that the past is behind us, and we are no longer the team we used to be. The difference between the previous and updated teams? We played in a way that allowed us to win everything. It was incredible, but, in my opinion, football is changing. Last year, you saw how PSG and Liverpool simply destroyed opponents, and you need to adapt. Of course, you should remain true to your principles, but, at the same time, adapt a little to those you play with. It seems Haaland perfectly understands the situation. His words are not just words, but a real statement of leadership. It remains to be seen whether these changes will help Manchester City return to the top. Manchester United, in turn, shocks again. No sooner had the goalkeeping saga with Onana ended than the club is already looking for a new keeper. Yes, you heard right. The Red Devils, it seems, are not impressed with their goalkeepers and are ready to make another high-profile purchase in January. What is happening at Old Trafford? Let's figure it out. So, according to the Spanish publication Fichajes, United's bosses are already keeping their finger on the pulse and monitoring the goalkeeper market. The reason is simple. Their new head coach, Ruben Amorim, seems to be not entirely confident in those he has at his disposal. Recall, Andre Onana was sent on loan, and the main numbers spot has so far gone to Alte Bayinda, although Sen Lamens also joined the team in the summer. And while Lamens waits for his chance, Bayinda has already played 3 APL matches and conceded 4 goals. And this is before the derby with Manchester City. How can one not have doubts here? And here begins the most interesting part. The Man UTD management has already identified 2 main candidates who could appear at the club in the winter transfer window. We are talking about world-class stars, Emiliano Martinez from Aston Villa and Maignan from Milan. Martinez, whom the club, by the way, wanted to sign last summer, is currently at the top of the list. But even more attractive, as they write, is Maignan. Why? Because he has only 1 year left on his contract with Milan, and he could become a real transfer bomb at an attractive price. Just think, this guy, having moved to Milan in 2021, became one of the best goalkeepers in the world, helped the Rossoneri win Serie A, and has already kept 61 clean sheets. This is no joke. Well, now friends, let's discuss this. Does United need another keeper? And if so, who would be a better fit, Martinez or Maignan? Write your opinion in the comments, and we move on to the next topic. Don't switch channels, it will be even more interesting next. It was a match that will go down in history. Real Madrid won, but how? Thanks to Kylian Mbappe's heroic performance, or despite the refereeing chaos? Let's find out. Kylian Mbappe continues to prove that Real Madrid did not make a mistake by betting on him. In the match against Real Sociedad, the Frenchman not only scored, he opened the scoring. It was an ideal start, but then a real thriller began. In the 32nd minute, defender Dean Huijsen receives a direct red card. The Blancos club television called this decision a disgrace face to the competition, and head coach Xabi Alonso could not hold back his emotions. He stated that it was only a yellow, and directly on the field addressed the referee. Unbelievable, unbelievable. You make me think bad, man. But let's look at this moment from a different angle. After all, the replay shows that, although Carvajal was running a parallel course, if Dean Huijsen had not fouled, striker Oyarzabal would have had tons of free space in front of him, and he would have had more than enough time to prepare a shot. Just think, he could have calmly chipped Courtois, and here no Carvajal would have saved. It would have been a 100% goal-scoring opportunity. So, no matter how you look at it, from a rules perspective, the referee had every reason to show a red card. But Xabi Alonso's emotions are still understandable. It seemed that with a man down, all was lost. But no, Real Madrid did not give up, and it was Mbappé who became the heart of the attack, who assisted Goalkeeper for the second goal. The team conceded a penalty, but held on and took all 3 points. After the game, Kylian said, "I want to give 100% for this shirt and this club. Today was my goal in my style, but the team helps me demonstrate my abilities every day. I feel very good here." So, despite the scandalous refereeing, Real Madrid won, and Mbappé proved to be a true leader. The Royal Club single-handedly leads La Liga, and if it continues like this season will be remembered for a long time. That's it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Keep watching for more football action, and have a wonderful day.